wake up, don't speak for a couple of weeks. I'll be in his place till he calls and says he's sorry. This situation's on repeat, just like a scratch on a CD. It just gets deeper when you hit rewind. How many nights will you make this decision? Lights and tears and he's blurring your vision. You know he don't love you, hurt you holding on to. Scream through the phone even though he won't listen. So I'm still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left here with you. Say that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than your rescue? I'm feeling kinda used, yeah, like a drug that you take when you're sick of crying all your tears away. Is that all I am? All I want is for you to be happy. You know this ain't healthy. Do I make you happy? How many nights will you make this decision? Lights and tears and he's blurring your vision. You know he don't love you, what you holding on to. Scream through the phone even though he won't listen. So I'm still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left here with you. Say that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than your rescue? I'm doing everything he doesn't do, but I'm still not enough. Even your parents know I'm good for you, but I'm still not enough. You wanna be done with him, you're stuck with him, 'cause you don't have the guts. And after all I've done, I'm still not enough. Still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left here with you. Say that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than your rescue?
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
And we're revving up Group B here in ESL Challenger League Season 45. My name is Fly. I'm joined by Cole Exner McHenry, and we have what we could say is the return of the king. Nifty is returning back to an ESL broadcast right here, right now, and he's taking on Wildcard Gaming tonight. What's good here tonight, Cole?
Yeah, we got a very, very exciting matchup here to go on right now. Obviously, like you said, Wildcard here versus Take Flyte with a lot of, surprising names. Nifty, obviously, joining back up into ECL after putting in some work in advance last season. It's good to see him making that move up, getting those opportunities. And, again, something that is so valuable. It's something that we talk about a lot of times is having that veteran status, that leadership that comes through from some of the old guard of, in a Counter-Strike and diving into this tier. And I think Nifty is showing a prime example of that with what Take Flyte have been able to do so far.
Yeah, but we've seen consistent development from Wildcard over the past couple months. So let's go ahead and check on into those lineups and see who exactly is facing off tonight. Looking at Wildcard Gaming, they are just bursting onto the scene here, picking up the Detonate lineup just in the past couple of weeks, and they're going to be on their first broadcast here tonight, and they're facing off against advanced winners, Take Flyte. On the other stream, on the main stream tonight, though, it's Limitless versus an On Fire Strife, so that will be a banger one to clue into as well tonight, Cole.
Yeah, two good matchups here for sure tonight. Definitely excited to see that result. Obviously, Limitless have been putting in good work this season with some victories that have definitely impressed. But, can they keep that one up? That's a good question. And I think Strife is the perfect challenger to really prove that up against. That is for sure. So if you want to go check that out now, of course. But definitely stay tuned for this one as well. Take Flyte versus Wildcard here. It's two teams really looking to solidify themselves in their group right now, as both of these rosters are hungry for more wins, right? We're still very early on in these two teams' season so far. So trying to lock in these wins as early as possible, especially when this matchup here, I feel like both teams could really take home the cake. Then that's going to be very valuable throughout the remainder of the season.
Yeah, so Nifty just coming on board with Take Flyte. He initially started up that project of Formula back at the start of this year, but didn't quite find the success he was looking for. So this squad has been competing in a couple of the open qualifiers, closed qualifiers, and drawing some really close results. There's not a lot of names that you can recognize if you've only been kind of glazing over the North American space. Who is Escape? Who is Nyx? Umar in the mix. You might have heard about Wolfie here and there, but Nifty has kind of taken these group of more or less, inexperienced, more or less unknown players in the NA space and trying to bring them up to that next level. And they're taking on Wildcard, who have had some really strong results in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, Wildcard have been putting in very, very good work as of recent. One thing is their ECL victory just last week versus Limitless took them down pretty dominantly 2-0 there. I felt like they were putting in excellent work when they were playing out against that team. And honestly, I thought that match was going to be so much closer, but they were just able to, put some good work against them. And so that's got to be very exciting for Wildcard there, stomping their names against some of the teams that have been trying to work their way moving up, because now you look at this team that they're taking on right now, it's a very similar trajectory. You're trying to build up a stable core right now in Take Flyte. You've come through from advance, and you're looking to lock down some wins. Well, Wildcard, they've been putting teams like that down throughout this season, so what's to say that will not continue?
Yeah, but there's also some interesting developments from the Take Flyte camp. Nifty, for most of his career, was noted for being one of North America's far and few AWP players throughout the North American scene. He is rifling for this unit. Umar is going to be the primary tonight. So Nifty on the rifles, while he has actually notched a 1v5 just the other day, it showed up on the ESEA Twitter for sure. It's going to be, it's still a very interesting interesting situation because the stats don't really play in his favor here when it comes to the rifling roles.
Yeah. I just think it makes a little bit too much sense for Umar. I think a lot of people have seen this guy's peaks, and honestly, a lot of teams should be fearing this guy's peaks. Whenever Umar comes into the server and he's having a really good day, I think that he can take the reins on any series. So if that's going to be the case, if we get that Umar, then it's going to make a lot of sense as to why Nifty is more so on the rifling roles. I know a lot of teams have been looking towards Nifty and trying to slot him in as a main opper there, and I'm glad that Take Flight have been able to use that experience that Nifty's going to bring to the table here for their team. But I definitely think it makes sense, right? I think Umar is a very, very valuable opper, so I'm excited to see him in the server, obviously. But yeah, it's definitely going to take a hit if Nifty is not on his favorite role.
But one of my biggest worries going into this matchup is pound for pound, player for player, Wildcard have looked like the better squad. I want to actually draw a highlight to Freshie and his performance since joining up with this team, with this core that's now really been together for 4 months now, a real established team now. Was that Detonate and now Wildcard team. Freshie has absolutely stepped up in his rifling, and Cryptic is doing his own thing. The usual Cryptic that we've been seeing for the past year or so here in the North American space. Really strong rifling, and you have to put it on a lot of the more inexperienced players like Escape and Nyx to try and, not just get blown out of the water in this game. I think it's going to be onto them to have a really strong performance today.
Yeah, there's no question, right? Yeah, you definitely have a whole core of strong riflers. Actually, just grouped up with a very stable opper there in Flyte, right? Really good decision making coming through from Flyte is going to even further enable some of the riflers around him. So I feel like the consistency that some of these guys bring, I mean, we know what we're going to get out of a Brett, right? That guy's been so much experience, and now Cryptic's looking like another one of those experienced ECL players, and then Freshie, of course, as well, in that same boat. I really just feel like that experience gap, like you had mentioned, is going to put so much extra pressure on Take Flight and some of the individuals like Escape and Nyx that you had mentioned. Obviously, I think Wolfie is going to be feeling very comfortable. This is familiar territory for him, as he's been playing very well, but some of the other individuals here definitely going to have to step it up if they want to try and pull this victory home.
Yeah, Wolfie is going to be by far and away, statistically as well, the best player for Take Flight, and by far, I think, probably the most experienced. He had a little excursion with a different game that we won't really mention here on this broadcast, but he's back, and he's always kind of floated around being one of the top level riflers in this caliber, in this tier. He's had a place on a variety of strong lineups. Gosh, throwback to the RBG days when he was playing with Hext, Walco, and that core of players. So he's capable, for darn sure. But can he actually drag his team over the finish line against a team that has brought competition to even the best teams in North America? They've nearly secured wins over Pain Gaming. They've beat ATK last season. Like, this is a deadly team that they're playing against. That is Wildcard.
Yeah, no question. I mean, these guys have been putting in so much work together, a lot of experience. It's really good to see this stability come through. Again, I think even Cryptic has been, with the amount of work and reps that he's been able to get as of recent, I think has been stabilizing big time when it comes to some of the IGLing that he's able to do. So there's a whole lot of excitement that's going on in this wildcard camp, despite what is honestly, I think, been fresh off the back of like a pretty disappointing lack of major appearance coming through with a couple complications there. The fact that they've just bounced right back and in the very next breath have been able to show these sort of results back online and just build themselves back up to the same position is very, very exciting. I'm glad to see that hasn't deterred them too much.
I want to talk one thing before we get prepped and ready to go for the game, and that is the veto. Pretty interesting, because Take Flight, normally banning out their overpass, have elected to let it through. Today, they're going to be taking out Anubis from the map pool, probably one of Wildcard's stronger maps, and we land ourselves on Nuke, Inferno, and Overpass is left actually as the decider. What do you think of this?
I mean, I'm just completely shocked. I'd have to imagine that a lot of work has been done on Overpass for the Take Flight camp in the scrims and the off time that they've had here, because not a lot of history for this team. Maybe Nifty bringing in some new ideas that can help out big time, and they've been really seeing that success. But not only are you not banning it out in this series, but you're also leaving it to a decider in which Wildcard have a lot of comfort. So yeah, I mean, we're just going to have to get a little case as to what Take Flight have to offer. Again, I really rate Umar on the op right now. So if he can come through and deliver like we know he can, then I think Overpass could be a huge asset to their veto. But obviously, we'll just have to wait and see until the decider if we get it.
Yeah, well, that's if we get it, because Wildcard heavy favorites going into tonight, but definitely want to look out for Take Flight and see what damage they can do here in Group E. We are going to go ahead and toss this one off to a break, and when we come back, Wildcard will be taken on Take Flight on map number 1. That's going to be Nuke. We'll see you guys in just a bit.
There's fire in the atmosphere, moving in synergy, this electricity. The power of the pioneers, tearing through history, this is our destiny. We are the power, we are the change, we are the pioneers of paradise and babe. We push it louder like hurricanes. We are the pioneers, we are the pioneers.
The return of Nifty to an ESL broadcast. My name is Flyte, joined by Cole Ector McHenry. Wildcard versus Take Flyte in ECL Group B. It's good to be back. What's good, Cole?
We got a good-looking execute coming on here very soon, and I'm excited for it. We'll see if they're able to deal with it. It looks like a lot of players heading out towards Squeaky as well, so I'm not sure if it's going to head towards A. Either way, Brett just singing with the dualies, but nothing comes of it, and he will get overwhelmed.
Oh, it has to be Flyte now on the site, though. Dual Berettas trying to put in work, but simply overwhelmed by Take Flyte. Flyte's down. And Wildcard in a 3v5 retake. Take Flyte are looking good for this pistol. It's their pick. This map needs to go their way for certain because Overpass as the decider is quite deadly. Might have to think it's going to need to be the 2-0. Anyhow, in this pistol round, the 3v5, it's going to be the save. Remaining players are going to hold on to their armor, and yeah, Take Flyte will get that pistol. Looks pretty good.
That's just a very solid upper pop right there. They've got the perfect flash for the player top of hut. Usually that's really hard to deal with for a lot of individuals, or entire teams for that matter. When you have the double dualies, back of silo, top of hut there, that's 4 guns that you have to deal with on the A-bomb site. So usually a lot of teams can get away with that right there if you're a wild card, but they have the counter flashes to completely nullify those positions. So very good, well-trained execute coming through there from Take Flyte, which is an exciting way to kick this one off, right? Again, we're talking about a team that I think is very clearly trying to establish themselves in a bit of a new map pool, with that overpass decider being led on through. So I want to see a whole lot more of that, see how much work these guys are putting in.
Kicking this one off, though. A force buy out of Take Flyte, and rather out of Wildcard, and trying to get down the vents. Cryptic. Oh, something's in the water there. He goes face to face with Nifty inside the smoke, but it's only damage dealt. Somehow, no one goes down.
Yeah, you're just kissing inside the smoke right there, but somehow everyone walks away. Pacifist round so far, but it's about to get a whole lot more violent here as they move on in towards ramp. Maxton start to sing and overwhelm. Freshy, who does do a good job of finding 2 and buying valuable time here as the flank formulates from Cryptic, and Micro tries to hold off the line and ramp.
I like this from Micro. He's getting a little bit active, and with Cryptic putting pressure on from lobby. Oh, he also has the read that a player could be walking around, but Micro trying to make his way up the ramp and get activated in the round. Instead, he plays his hand, position revealed. Now, Cryptic has made his way out from Squeaky, and this is going to be the last thing that Umar expects. Cryptic is going to be able to drop the bomb, but it is quickly traded. Micro only now just making his way out. He's got in towards Mini at least. Or maybe back up to heaven. This could be really unexpected from Micro as he sneaks underneath Nifty. Up the ladder with the Mag 7. I mean,
flying Mag 7.
It could happen, but the ladder's being watched right now, and Nifty is going to collect his first 2 kills on an ESL broadcast. I'm going to keep this one going until the end of the map. We'll keep it for the whole. We'll keep it for the whole season, right? He'll get his first 120 kills on an ESL broadcast or whatever it's going to be at the end of the series.
Excited.
You excited for the 120 kill series? Cole?
We'll have to do. What is it? The Nifty 50.
The Nifty.
Hit that one again.
The Nifty 50 times 1 point or 2.5. I don't know.
As long as he can hit that again, then he'll be golden to hit his your numbers that you're asking for. Might be a tall ask though for him.
Yeah, we'd have to get a nifty 50 rounds first and something along those lines. Well, he's getting close to it. We keep this counter going. We're just looking every time we get the kill. It's like, it's so close to 50. It's so close to 50. Oh, come on.
Robbery.
That gun is supposed to work differently, I swear.
Yeah, I mean, I guess 3 is closer to 50 than 2, so you're not wrong.
Just a couple more rounds. A couple more rounds. At this pace, it'll take 50 rounds because he's averaging a kill every round.
It's not bad. I'll be at least 50 in the in the series. Actually, that's not true at all. I'm just making up numbers.
This joke is getting a bit old already, Cole.
Think so?
I think so. Wolfie's going to collect this one. Or,
Oh yeah. Ah,
he saw Brett move his crosshair just a little bit. He's like, I'm not going to take any chances here. 3-0 for Take Flight on their Matt pick. Looking good to start this T side.
that sort of knife angle right there. It has to be a double left right click because you can't backstab him, right? That's always the risk.
He could have jumped on top of his head. That could have been funny.
That
He's
would've been
crouching there.
good. See how long he could sit on his head before they realize. You hit the on crouch button, you're just not standing up. You don't know what's happening. If you throwing one of 3 smokes, only one, which is interesting here. Very early on.
It's actually interesting if we were to look outside. It kind of creates a bit of space for the T side. Just throwing one of those smokes. But either way, this is looking like more of the lobby setup out of Take Flight. See Nyx trying to develop something over towards the ramp side, but Freshie just utter disrespect on that play. Swings, gets the kill, and Umar burns 100-0. Where was that?
It looked like over towards Squeaky. He was just chunking his HP away. I maybe trying to get a smoke out or something right there, and he just couldn't pin it in time, and that cost his life right there. So a quick little 5v3 with the aggressive movement from Freshies. That's a confidence play right there, going for a peak like that. So
Yeah, he
See if that
recognized the
continues.
trajectory of that smoke, right? So he just takes the swing, takes the duel. But you're right, totally confident. While we're in a bit of a standoff, so you expect Nifty to at least be the opper for this team. Well, he isn't. Then maybe the IGL? Well, he isn't that either. Nyx is captaining this team for today, because we will see them move out from Squeaky. It's just a quick 1-for-1, and Wildcard are all over this play. But some real interesting developments with Take Flight in this new project. See how it takes off to take Nyx as the captain over Nifty. So Nifty's just a full part of this roster rather than just, you know, Mr. Experienced IGL and all that jazz.
I think it's very valuable. It's something that we actually saw a little bit with like Walco and Stam playing together. I think that that sort of veteran, like legacy player, when it comes to North America, like Nifty, there, he can be such an asset with the mid rounding, but you don't necessarily have to be calling off a spawn. And honestly, I think maybe Nyx has a better grasp of like modern day meta stuff than Nifty has with his like experience and like playing out season after season. So I think that's not a bad idea, but again, you can just have Nifty calling like these little mid-round calls in between there that can help out big time.
Ooh, Freshie, though, up on the elevated angle right here. Leaps across, gets the spot, drops down, and it's Take Flight who have ramp control. Nifty, or rather Freshie, thinking about sticking around. This is a really interesting smoke. It's a nice one-way that Freshie can play around and just get out of dodge scot-free. That's the opener for Wildcard.
That's just a cheeky way to get a kill right there, playing right off the smoke in the face of 4 players on Take Flight, and he gets a frag. He gets out of dodge. Nearly scot-free, only takes.
Escape, he doesn't see him?
Oh,
Oh, now he does.
Okay, there it is.
Oh, yeah, the jig's up here for Cryptic. Oh, thinking about the Molly. We'll have that duel go down, and Cryptic will...
Yeah, he won it handedly.
Yeah,
Ooh,
oh,
and
Escape got
another.
the next? He got the player going up secret. Slight was looking for the trade. It's still coming to the B side, still going to Freshie. Off angle taken, but the crouch just there from Wolfie. At least a refrag from Micro, but a man disadvantage for Wildcard, and Take Flight with full B side control. It's going to be difficult. It's going to take a hero move, and Micro's not the man to do it. Take Flight looking to move up to 4.
Yeah, very clean victory right there. Escape on his lurk, finds 2 picks. That's exactly what you hope out of a lurking presence right there. And honestly, picking up on some tendencies, that is a very common angle right there from Cryptic. He absolutely loves getting himself tucked in electronic, trying to find a couple of frags around those smokes, and I think either just spotting him out with some very diligent clearing coming through from Escape, or knowing those tendencies and bringing that into the set. That being relatively recent as of these 2 teams, but Brett will walk away with a Exit onto Wolfie, so an extra frag to their name, but only one gun saved. That's not a lot of foundation here.
Yeah, Take Flight looking solid, at least in the opening exchange. It really came down to Escape, though. Delivering that double kill outside. Can't really put it down to tactics, because he's actually Wildcard who found that opener. But a big moment out of one of the more unknown names in this Take Flight system. We'll see them burst onto the A site, though. Take Flight making some moves. Wolfie getting down the vents. I'm not sure if he was intending to do that or not. But it might have just sold the entire B site to Wildcard, because Take Flight will take this site for free.
It's worth a few risks. Why not take them right now in a round like this? But they do gamble their resources. The incorrect bomb site now. I think at this point you're just playing a contamination game, trying to find as many exits as possible. Cryptic. Not going to be so fortunate. Long-range duels. Escape continues to work this out guard angle here. Continues to be an asset to his team right now. Another kill to his name. Freshies will fall soon after there. Wolfie has coverage. Let's Take Flight off to the races right now. 5-1 start. They're absolutely killing it on this T side at the moment.
And it's another round where Escape is just dominating outside. See if he's just going to be the consistent presence to take a lot of resources away from Wildcard in this game. Now, there is an opt-out for Flyte that could easily shut him down if he decides to take a step too far. But overall, it's good signs from the elements of Take Flight that we were looking to match versus Wildcard tonight. So, eyes on the new boys on the block for Take Flight.
Escape playing a very good game when it comes to some of the rifle rounds so far. I guess there's only one, but he was absolute beast in it, and that's exciting here, having that sort of player towards that outer yard, working some of these angles there. If he's able to find multi-kills in a consistent fashion, it's going to make the job for the rest of the team so much easier. So we'll see if he can keep that level of performance up, as should have been heard jumping on top. Marsh, you do have to worry about Flyte this time. It's not Cryptic with the rifle, it's the op scoped in and ready to go.
Oh, but there you go. Flyte is able to deal with the first, but Nifty on the trade. Swings out from Red Box. I'm pretty sure he got out there without Flyte knowing. So Escape sacrifices himself for the AWP player of the CT side. But Take Flight with only 40 seconds right now. They need to make a decision.
Nick's looking to prod Freshies right now, who's taking very aggressive duels towards the ramp side of things, but also lining up a bit of execution. That A side here, Freshies caught on the ledge right there. Nix can't find the kill, but his spray comes through quickly from Umar. Can't land the follow-up though, but Wolfie stands right behind him, and now we got a 2v2 with the rotation already down the vents.
Yeah, then Brett far, far away, but Micro is in towards that single door. Is he gonna make a move through single? He is, and he's gonna deny the bomb plant and get both kills while he's at it. Big play coming out from Wildcard, even in that just brawl of a round. Trades left and right, but the CTs will sift through all that.
Yeah, you really have to trust right there that, you know, Wildcard, we're gonna rein it in, not go for those wild plays right there. But I think Micro, you could have criticized him not for going for a wild play. You look at the clock right now, and you see that the bomb is getting planted. You just have to be swinging through that smoke trying to deny the bomb plant, because if you do so, you win the round right there. And I appreciate Take Flight trying to take control of double doors and all of that, but it was just a risk.
Uh-oh.
How was that? How
Was
did
that a
Umar,
triple
oh, it was a
collat?
triple collat. Yeah, Umar taking damage as well. That is a stunning way to start the round right
Oh
there.
my god.
Golly.
Peace out on that one. Yeah, triple collat in Squeaky. I mean, Take Flight tried to go back to what worked, right? Those Squeaky rushes. Brett was consistently getting ran down on this A site. But Flyte finally turns up towards Mini and says, none of that here today. And he's just gonna get another. Flyte has done nearly 400 damage this round.
He is beasting right now, setting up his teammates for the most success. Umar scaling forward here. Nick's goes wide. They're joining forces. Umar actually finds a kill on 18 HP on a Micro, but Flyte is flanking.
What is he up to? Here's the ace. He's trying for it. Umar's on 18 points of health. Slight wouldn't possibly know this, but it doesn't matter. Oh, the spot's there. The swing's there. The ace for Slight. It starts off with a triple collapse, and then he just runs down the rest of the squad. Wildcard up to no good.
That is insane right there from Slight. What a round. Starts it off, immediately setting the tone. I think that, for the most part, that 3v5 wins him the round that early, especially with the tag that he finds. And then you add a little bit of extra flanking power coming through from them as well. It's just brilliant right there from him. So aggressive, so in your face right now. And that is exactly what you want out of your defensive opera on you. You need that sort of proactivity, that sort of mobility, and that's going to set a bit of a scare in for Take Flight.
Yeah, full eco now. The happy days of winning that pistol round and the subsequent are over. That Molly just gets lost to the void, but not a big issue. There's not really much to work with here for Take Flight.
Just trying to wait this round out, I think, for the most part. Get as much utility out as you can. But no utility to spring into action. It's just going to be everyone flooding in towards Freshie. He's taking a quick angle, though.
Yeah, this is really aggressive, really risky. Depending on how many players go his way. First kill is his, the second, but gets ran down. That's an AK for recovery, but being guarded by Slight, but he missed his shot. And now, problems are here for the CT side. As, oh, well, Escape is going to give him the fight. So maybe not so. Things look contained here from Wildcard as we have a player inside of control. A flank from Brett, though, gets caught out. Another gun potentially for retrieval. Another player moving Wolfie's way, and they're giving them the fights. Wildcard handing Take Flight opportunities, and now it's back up to this A site. Now, Micro, this is an insanely difficult angle to clear. Take Flight being so cautious, and especially with 10 seconds remaining. Oh, sneaks underneath, denies the plant, but Nyx, he has time to get this bomb down. 5 seconds, and the drone strike from Cryptic will do. That's going to be Wildcard moving to 4.
Dunks on him right there, so it's not going to be a one round from Take Flight, but at the very least, it's 4 kills on a very limited eco right there. They had no armor, no utility there in that late round situation, and they managed 4 kills. That's a huge error right there from Wildcard, just giving them fights towards ramp. You've got yourself into a 4v2. You know where the last 2 players are on ramp, and you guys just keep on pressing the issue. You're going to look back at that and wins for sure, but at the very least, Cryptic able to redeem it with the AG and not make sure that they don't let that one slip.
Yeah. Looks nice. Oh, all right. Nyx finding some aggression out of Wildcard. It's starting to get punished. Nyx is doing some good work. Out towards Ramp now. Cryptic outside, though, is going to be a real problem. Dives away as well. Steals a kill back. Even Brett taking some liberties here. Almost. Loses his head, though. At the same time, Wolfie taking a lot of flag. Take Flight are so lucky to have 2 of their players standing right now.
He just pushed every extremity right there on the map. They pushed ramp early on. They did lose that fight. They pushed outside with Cryptic. They won that one, and then 1 for Hut and 1 for Squeaky right there. So every extremity pushed right there from Wildcard. And now they start to rein it on in. They have such an insane HP advantage. Umar and Wolfie down relatively low. This round is very recoverable. You're going to need more of that impact out of Escape that he was able to deliver, but you've just lost another name there. Continued aggression comes through Squeaky. Now Brett has full control of lobby right now.
They're everywhere. Wildcard are everywhere. Molly here from Umar, but he's on 28 HP. If Brett simply swings, then this could be the end of this, or Brett just going to pick Wolfie instead. And, oh, Umar. Clean shot. But Micro swings through, drops the bomb, and once again, time is Take Flight's enemy. It might not matter, because Slight's going to clean up the last. Wildcard, these rounds, they're not perfectly clean, but as long as they get them across the line, Take Flight are forced down to these ecos.
Yeah, continuing able to string things together there. Good work and holding that one down, especially losing that man advantage. They lose their initial duel by, aggressing towards ramp, but the follow-up there, able to push all of the buttons on Take Flight's default, and they do identify, weakness after weakness. It felt like Take Flight were just caught off guard by the aggression, which, I mean, was a bit of a shock to me. I feel like you should be ready after the ramp push comes through. Maybe not towards the outer yard, right? You spot Cryptic out, but there's going to be some sort of reaction in the 4-on-5 to try and recover that round for Wildcard, and Take Flight didn't really batten down the hatches in their default there, so maybe something that they can talk over during this timeout. And this eco that's going to come up. This time, though, a whole lot more firepower. They got the armor, they got the extra utility as well, so we'll see if they can make another nice round happen.
4 HEs. There's something up. I mean, we know the classic, just nade down mid. Where is this one going? I think it's going towards mini. Bets towards mini? Yep, looking like it. But no one's home, and instead try to run through Squeaky. That's the way it's going to go there for Nifty. Met with the molly, and this round should pan out as we all expect. It's the MP9s chewing up the pistols. And Wildcard looking good, about to pick up 5 rounds in a row on the CT end.
Building up some foundations here. Money's not super stabilized, though, so still not bad. Start to pull things back. Quick little round win. It doesn't look like that's going to come here and now. They try to triple up their AGs on mini, but couldn't land. Oh, and then Brett just continues to make those MP9s sing. Nice work from him. A couple headshots there will do the trick, and that's going to help out that economy, like I was saying. Starting to stabilize, but they're still going to have 2 MP9s in this round, so what are they going to do with them?
I mean, honestly, Nuke is probably the best map you can take for MP9s. That inner bomb site. I might rather have an MP9 than a rifle in that case. The faster fire rate, better time to kill. Sometimes those rounds could go by quick, so we'll see what this lesser weaponry can do. A little pot flash prepped here from Micro. Get your lineups in. Take your notes. As Nick's just on the other side of the smoke. There's a pot flash incoming. Oh, but it misses. The pot flash missed, unfortunately. But still, trophy control taken up here by Wildcard. Some aggression as well, even inside of Hut. Wildcard are playing some real disrespectful Counter-Strike of this T side.
The default as well there, but look at this aggression. Perfect flash comes through. I thought it caught Umar, but Cryptic not able to land the shot to follow it up right there. So Umar walks away with a nice opening pick, and I like that. Take Flight have used this time, letting Umar take the reins on this round here in terms of the outer yard control. Now with that opening, open up some options here, but Micro steps up in the feed now, and the push and pull between Mini and Micro. And the back sight right there is working perfectly.
Oh, but Wolfie making his way out from Mini, but he turns the flash just as Freshie swings and gets both kills. It's wild Counter-Strike from Wildcard, 7-5.
Oh, man. That is absolutely unreal. Little perfect flash comes on through there. Tossing in a little bit of extra utility. It completely catches them. That's a shock right there to Take Flight. I love the reactions from Wildcard. Like you said, that one much more respectful. I feel like they were able to, get a little bit of poking and prodding early, but then in the recovery here, I feel like they're so coordinated in their aggression. Wildcard. See the push and pull between Micro and Freshies, just drawing attention from each other. Striking accordingly here is finally we're going to see some of that secret control for what feels like the first round. They've got a player down here, but it's an A-pop instead.
Oh, they're trying to fake him out, but they walk right into the crossfire. No squeaky control allows Brett to easily line up a couple. While Escape made his way down secret and just dropped the Opper, I guess, and Nifty dunks a nade onto Freshie. Chances are still looking slim as, well, once you know the positions of these remaining 2 players, you can play accordingly. But a minute on the clock to let these 2 players cook up something. Ooh, and that timing is about to really, really hurt Cryptic. Or, yeah, he's about to get backstabbed. But Cryptic survives. Okay, that works out. But Nifty from inside of Squeaky catches the barrel through the vent of Micro. And so we'll land that headshot. But he's on 4 points of health, Cole. This will have to be a hell of a clutch. to reintroduce Nifty.
That it will. He's going to take a little bit of a long approach to this one. Doing 25 seconds, so there isn't much time for this. I'll dive on back. Not going to go up towards heaven, just going to stick around towards lobby. But as soon as
They're
I say
gonna
that,
push.
they're going to push him. No, that would be way too much. Way too crazy. It will be 8 locked in right there for Wildcard. And we'll get another investment out of Take Flight.
Yeah, that's 7 rounds straight, though. And most of these rounds, these later rounds, have definitely been uninterrupted. Some interesting stuff that was done there by the Pistols. Sure, brought it down to the 1v2. But still, good finances, still good confidence out of Wildcard. We're seeing just consistent aggression on these gun rounds that isn't getting punished whatsoever. Like, they got their finger on the pulse. They know what Take Flight are up to with these really passive defaults, and they say, we're not going to be patient. We are going to bring the fight to you. Liking the style out of Wildcard right now of the CT side.
Yeah, a little bit slow to lift off there, but once they found their footing here, they have certainly established a foothold on this defense so far.
Look at the HUD aggression again. Look at this. Facing down so many players. Micro swings for the next, but eventually is traded. The thing is, Take Flight, they're met with the smoke here. This is such a risky position. They're going to leap on through just in a Brett. But Nifty actually swings through and converts the kill. Umar also outside on 1 point of health. Rather from Squeaky. Connects the kill. But again, more disrespect out of Wildcard. Freshly swings out of heaven, but it's finally punished. 1v2 here for Slight, but his opponents have hardly any HP to their name. He's going to switch out for that M4, begin to clear out the site. Now he's about to realize that those players are inside of HUD. He's hunting for the kill, but Umar walks away with the 3-piece, and a big individual round out of Take Flight will get them their 6th.
That's exactly where you want Umar as well. Being able to establish a little bit of control for his team in the late round situation, be an asset, and finding those closing picks right there like he just did. He'll make sure to nail that one all the way home right there for his team. Brilliant work from him. And now with this last round of the half-year Wildcard, their money is not fully established. They got a couple MP9s, a little bit less utility than they might like here, so we'll see if they can make do. A good chance here to try and close things out. And again, this would be pretty serviceable for a T side of Take Flight. If they could grab themselves 7, that would be absolutely brilliant.
Cryptic up the shenanigans outside, though. In his element. And even has some backup from Micro, but Cryptic actually just gets outright dealt with. Xscape just swings through, and that's really been a big talking point out of Take Flight. Xscape has been dominating this outside position. He'll do it in this one.
Real consistency, dealing with Cryptic as his counterpart towards that outer yard. It's a nice opening pick there, nice 4v5, but there's always been reactions in these sort of situations by Wildcard, so we'll see if Take Flight have taken notes and are ready to deal with the protocols of recovery for Wildcard in this sort of position. It seems like Escape is catching more aggression coming through on towards Secret this time.
Yeah, he takes all of that lower sight right now. But again, Take Flight are so patient. Ouch. That hurts. Takes a nice 40 damage. But so far, the bomb hasn't even been picked up by Take Flight. Only now is it's making its move outside, but with no ramp access. Where does this bomb go? It's going to make its way down Secret, but Slight, he hears these footsteps. He could try to make a gamble down the vents, but he's not going to opt to, and with Brett out of the round, Xscape has completely taken this one over. A 3-piece for him to essentially lock in an 8-7 half for Take Flight. Yes, boosted by the fact that they got a good pistol, but these last 2, absolutely clean from Nifty and company.
No question right there. Escape winning a couple of big rounds to really send this one home as well. Slight, you don't really think he has much of a chance here. No kid as well, so he's just going to walk out into a crossfire. Probably
With
beat
an
the death
op.
of him.
Yeah, there's not even any time on the clock. He doesn't have a kit. So let's see something flashy from Slight on the way out. Yeah, there's a triple crossfire. Are we just going to save KD here? Are we going to even give this one a go? No, he'll find the one, at least. He'll fire off a shot, but that's all. It's 8-7 Wildcard still holding on to a lead, but Take Flight looking solid. And we are back. Wildcard, they were able to post 7 rounds in a row, but the deficit is still only 1 as Take Flight just down marginally at the half. My name's Flyte, Nicole, Extra McHenry, and we already just have a straight A rush coming through. The whole team moving through Squeaky, and they're all gone in the span of a second. What was that?
Wow, just everyone ready right there for Take Flight, batten down the hatches. No one's allowed to pass.
That had to be the one of the fastest rounds of nuke I've ever seen. What? No one even for Take Flight went down. Umar got a 4K in like 4 bullets. Oh, okay. Well, welcome to the second round, I guess.
And it might be equally as quick depending on how slow Wildcard want to play it. Absolutely nothing.
Oh, it's everyone outside. Here we go. It feels like some matchmaking strats outside. Somehow Umar, come on, he was so precise on the pistol. We can't hit him with the AUG. Oh, the Glocks are getting everywhere. In every nook and cranny of outside, but eventually the MP9s are here to save the day and liberate us of these pistols. All right, that was like the fastest 2 rounds I might have casted. Nice.
Nice indeed. We'll get into the gun rounds quickly at the very least here. All the tools at their disposal. Now Wildcard. Even Flyte has an op. bit shocked to see that, but you look at the fight comparatively right now. It is 3 MP9s, 1 MP5 for Nifty here, so they got to get scrappy with it right now.
Hello.
You know the off is going to be at a heavy advantage right there when you're going up against the MP5, and Nifty will fall.
There's a little bit of undiscipline there from Nifty. Of course, when the door doesn't get naded open, you're not like... They would never peek the door, and then he peeked the door by just swinging it open. Freshy. Oh, he's going to have some company here. A quick trade, but Brett is there to secure that man advantage. Wolfie alone here on the site. Umar up in heaven, but doesn't really have much to say on the round. Sees a bunch of smokes. Is going to rotate, kind of gamble over towards the B ramp area. But there's a move going in towards Garage and A Heaven in just a moment. Umar is not going to be in position unless they go through Hell. Cryptic's not going to do it. So yeah, completely circumventing the defense here is Wildcard. Flyte just needs to scoop up the bomb and get that to a site. And this should be the first gun round going to Wildcard.
No troubles here. Able to deal with the kind of bonus for Take Flight pretty quickly by going for nice aggressive movement here. And I mean, the good news is obviously there's going to be a little bit of extra economy to go. Take Flight to get another investment here maybe, but also you're seeing Slight right now on a glass cannon op. He's going to be able to get some armor and get those foundational, bit of weaponry down early and comfortably for his team. So good news for Wildcard as they open things up with some confidence.
I think Wolfie might fly up the vent. You want to put a bet on that? Fly up the vent, try to scoop up a kill if you hear some footsteps. We'll see. I think the armor is worth holding on to, though, especially for the next round. He could drop over that MP9 and get an M4 for himself, if he so pleases. And yeah, so none of those risky gambles. Take Flight will certainly have a purchase next round. And we are starting to get a game on our hands here as Wildcard pick up that first gun round. They get their purchase in. This is going to be the real stuff that we're looking to see from Take Flight on this CT end.
Yeah, everyone able to get some weapons out here. Nix on the rifle. Wolfie holding on to the MP9, but everyone has at least an A1 or getting belay. Besides Wolfie. We'll see what he can get up to here. A couple smokes tossed in by Slight to cross things safely. Get some early control here. They will be met with a pretty aggressive force right now. Cryptic playing around his own smokes here as he dives into an entry right there from him. And Brett so quick on the trade. Another trade is lightning fast for Micro. And he finds perfect success on to escape right there. It's just textbook on the entries. And it's just Wolfie left standing. HE could do the trick and it will.
Oh my god, these rounds are just absolutely insane. That whole round by elimination, 5 players fall in the span of the first 30 seconds. This game has just been go, go, go from the start of the half. My goodness. Wild card like Wild Counter-Strike, may I say that. A 3-man mini drop was the call on that round. You don't see that every day.
They did the triple twist right there.
Yeah. They saw
sick.
Twist at Cologne and said, why don't we do that with 3 players instead of 1? I mean...
Still worked.
Wildcard thrive in that chaos. It's a cool molly from Micro. And the creep in towards Garage. Silent here. Versus the Pistols. Umar trying to play around these smokes and get himself just a minuscule advantage. With just the USP. It's not looking good. He'll get sprayed down, and it's literally only default pistols for Take Flight. Even the buy in the next round is going to be a bit shaky. Umar has saved up for an AWP at a minimum. We got little cognizant of what's going on there. He gets one tapped out of this round. And that's a quick A site and a clean anti-eco for Wildcard.
You got gathering a USP there. Try and fight for his life right now, trying to find an exit. Be quite nice if he could gather anything from this point. Now spotted out by Flyte, doing some good damage there, but he gets taken down by the up and right combo that Brett will just crouch on into. And there you go, 11. Wildcard start to take the reins on this T side with some nice aggressive movements. We could see the, off spawn call that came through just 2 rounds ago from Wildcard to get them to a very comfortable spot. But do they have a whole lot more? What is the dynamics that these guys have? Obviously, we've seen some very quick plays and quick ways to find opening picks. How much depth do they have right now in this T side to continue with rounds like that?
This team has run some excellent T sides against some of the best teams in North America. So I'm not going to put any shame to Wildcard on what they can do, especially as Take Flyte, bit of a newer lineup. Yes, they won ESEA Advanced, but still a bit more different when you're facing off against a full playbook here. The flash, good, but the support from Nyx is perhaps better. And now Wolfie swings up the vent and collects a double. Slight in the 1v3. Could be given an opportunity. The jiggle peek is excellent. Umar is the first to fall, and now Slight, yes, he's without the bomb, but has a 1v2 in a minute on the clock to work with. Let him cook.
Yeah, there's a full minute right now for him to take so much different angles right now. And actually, the speed in which he's taking towards heaven, I don't think it should be a big surprise, but it very well could right now. It's all about the isolation of these duels. A player on the top of hut is so risky, but he's not going up heaven. No, he's going in through mini right now. Slowly but surely. And again, all of these
No one's watching this. No one is watching mini right now. Wolfie could just go down for free here. He's completely... Is he exposed? Well, if he stands up, he certainly is. Wolfie's starting to reconsider. Look between multiple different angles. And this is going to be the chance, but it goes through the wall. Unlucky there from Flyte. An excellent effort, but Take Flyte will secure their first gun round on the CTM.
Nicely done right there. And you can see even, Take Flyte, that internal clock going on right there as to when they need to change up their positions and maybe start to realize how far Flyte could have gone. Some good timing right there landed by them. Excellent work being done. Take Flyte and Wolfie again recovering that one big time. Nice multi-kill coming through from him. This puts a lot of extra pressure. They need to make sure that this round goes their way. Otherwise, they're right back to, slight economic woes. And that stability will yet to be found. They need to start stabilizing with a couple rounds strung together.
Starts with this, but Wildcard lining up the wall smokes, the diagonal end of things, outside. So with those being assembled, it's going to be a full play, and they're going to stomp outside. They're going to let Take Flyte know what's going on. It's a sprint in towards Secret, and Nifty has heard every single footstep, but they are just calling it. You do not have your players in position, Take Flyte, and here, Wildcard are correct. The Thunderstomp into Secret, and still only one player on the rotate. Only now is Umar arriving to the scene.
Look at this lurk as well from Freshies right now. We're waiting in a great position to deal with some of this re-aggression here. Nick loud on his pressure, and it's a 1-for-1 trade there on the extremity. But now it is going to put some extra pressure here on Wolfie and Umar.
Oh, Umar out in the open, but gets a second chance. Cryptic, though, collects the double. However, Escape, or rather Nifty, is in towards that single door. Does he want to make a move? Absolutely. With low time, he delivers one right back. Now out on the site. Slight not expecting it. Not respecting it. And Nifty pulls a play that was pulled against him in the first half. Swings out that single door, collects a double on the round.
Absolute perfection on the timing of that aggression. Again, you just got to go for plays like that right there if you're Nifty. You know there's so much chaos in the communication in that 2v2 between Cryptic and Slight, trying to figure out where those last positions are. And I got to say, man, that second shot that Umar was able to pull off, I feel like that's, you know, the difference maker between a won and lost round right there. So great work from him, giving himself multiple opportunities. Hero opto for Flyte right now. That is risky business. We'll see what sort of angles he can work. It very well could be a big surprise to take Flyte once they hear that op shot ring on off.
Ring on out? I mean, fire off? You know, we're inventing English as we go. These phrases, they'll catch on. Flyte still having an AWP, though. Could still be a problem. Looking at that ramp group up at the moment, and Umar has just left his teammate, and Wolfie on his own towards the ramp end. Now as the smoke fades, he returns. And here is the move. Leaping across, opt for Flyte, looking, searching for a target. But eventually these pistols are going to have to jump into the jaws of an AWP, or maybe not. That smoke buys some space. Wolfie over the top, traded, and Umar gets ran down by the pistols. Ops picked up, guns picked up for Wildcard as they descend down into the B site, and only one rotator is here. It's Nyx. Cryptic could just deal with him on the spot. Tech9 up close, super deadly, and exactly that. The headshot delivered. Nyx sent spinning, and Escape. Now he's next in line to take the fight. Slight back turn, looks for the next and delivers another hero moment. Now down to the 1v1. The chaos continues, but Cryptic picks the close angle towards the door. Nifty, is he prepared? Absolutely not. Wildcard are going to pick up a half-buy round for themselves and the lead.
Just a wild 4K right there from Cryptic, delivering nasty little Tech9 entries. You can see time after time, instant headshots, setting himself up for success. They're in control for his teammates, finding those trades. And Wildcard will steal that round away. Especially with such a risky purchase, right? You thought maybe the op was going to be the one doing a lot of that heavy lifting, but no, the pistols just completely overwhelmed the defense from Take Flyte right there. It does put them in a bit of a sour position as well, considering, you know, their purchase here. It's not going to be too pretty.
Yeah, and this is where things begin to bottom out for Take Flyte. Some perhaps miscommunication, perhaps a missed shot on that execute, and that's where the pistols can really thrive. Wolfie decided to go up and over the top, which a bold play, yes, against the pistols. Of course, it can pay off, but a 1-for-1 is not what you're looking for there when all 5 players of the T side are charging into ramp. Perhaps playing a bit more passive, perhaps just seeing the players and dropping down was a better opportunity, but we're looking at hindsight here. Definitely going to be biting at Take Flyte. I mean, if they can make some magic happen with their pistols, then who am I to say anything? But what a cool molly. Oh, man. If it's a position that's played so commonly, why not put a molly in there and a bullet to Umar?
Hopefully we'll go ahead and grab that P250 there. Like I said, some good work being done. Oh,
bye!
Trying to escape the grasp, but you can't escape Cryptic's impact right now. It's going to be a quick 13th round here for Wildcard. Showing a little bit of X factor right there. Obviously up against the pistols, some nice shots landed, but does put Wildcard in such a good position, winning that eco in the last, immediately forcing an eco onto Take Flyte in this one. And now they have a chance to win a round with all 5 alive.
Yeah, this is where the T side runs away with the game. Oh my goodness, they're even nading heaven? Come on. Give this man a break, he got another nade. He's gonna nade out Wolfie. Oh my goodness. They just knew. I don't know how to say it, but they knew he was tough. I'd be giggling if I was in the Wildcard camp. My goodness. They're really starting to enjoy this game. This was close, neck and neck, but these rounds so dominant.
Yeah, you're having fun with a round like that right there. Again, it's all 5 alive. You're building up that foundation. You're giving yourself a chance at winning these rounds with, or if you do lose them, you won't be immediately onto those ecos again here. And now you still take a look at this Take Flyte economy, man. You're not going to have the op afforded to Umar. You're going to have MP9s. It's going to be another half buy here. It's a very scrappy half buy, but it's not pretty. This is likely going to be 14 here. Gave into Wildcard unless they can make these MP9s sing. And I respect the decision, right? But it is a scary position to put yourself up against.
They're just going to wait. I mean, is giving up a round for just, you know, the extra loss bonus really worthwhile? I mean, I think I would have put my hat into the ring here. Take Flyte are going to let Wildcard inch to 14 and kind of put their backs to the wall on their map pick. They do have something going for them in this round, though. A little stack in towards the lower site. A gamble leaving ramp open and putting both players in secret. Oh, but they're going to press forward. And this is just going to be into the waiting arms of Cryptic. In just a moment, there's the one, and Nifty down low to 6. Oh, the nade. It takes a whopping 1 damage from it, but still, either way, take Flyte sent package.
Ground here. It's the value of taking that secret control, trying to get those aggressive maneuvers. It's very difficult to recover from that point forward here, but they're calling in for some more reinforcements here. Still putting him in an interesting spot. 40 seconds left. And if Nifty can kind of force their hand in towards a more asymmetric approach, then there's still some opportunities here. But this Heaven wrap is what's so concerning right now. Dealing with Heaven, with the MP9s, that's a whole other story right now.
Yeah, 20 seconds, though, cutting it close into a 3-man ace. That's some serious opportunities here as SK's MP9 and Umars are going to ring on out. Now there's 10 seconds left. Nifty up the vents is the last saving grace here. The bomb to get scooped up is their time. Planting out in the open needs the cover here. Oh, but now they know. The bomb will get planted. Nifty's chances for Take Flyte to get back into this game have just gone out the window. I mean, this has to be a concession out of Nifty as Micro's just waiting for him to walk out secret, and that's an easy one. 14 for Wildcard, but a great opportunity there for Take Flyte.
Yeah, I was going to say, man, the Heaven position was looking very scary for Take Flyte, but immediately finding that, like, double dink across the map right there towards Heaven. It finds that early pick. They force out a lot of trades, and a couple of nice kills come through from Freshies. Probably saved them in the round. I think there was an extra player inside the hut that Freshie needed to deal with, and if he fell right there, I feel like that's hurting around. 2-on-1, you have a player in Heaven who has to get the bomb. Nifty could have been more of an influence, so Freshie's really given them that opportunity right there. But maybe Take Flyte could have very well had that one. Smoke goes in, though, towards Squeaky. Walking a little bit of utility.
Ouch.
That's one way to flash your opponents. Perfect popper.
Just hit them with it.
Extra 1 damage and the flash.
Yeah, look at that. Freshie standing on 99. So if the AUG ever comes into play, that AUG is a one-shot to the head now. Gosh, I hate that about the AUG. Outside, Nifty's... Okay, playing in between smokes. I was thinking he was going to make a move through it. Now's maybe not the time to do that with your money and your map pick really on the line in this one. This is the buy that you saved for. Now to begin the creep. Micro, what an entry. Almost the next son of Nifty, but Freshie second in line. Nifty will fall. The molly, the flash, everything is so perfect from Wildcard that this round is absolutely done, and we're already seeing players back up to save.
Micro's quickness on the entry right there is just terrifying, man. 1 second, you feel like you're just coasting and around, just waiting, holding angles. No real pressure, and then all of a sudden, with one little burst of the AK, it sparks a whole host of Wildcard players just chasing you down right there. The utility to back it up as well. And for the most part, most of the entry prowess was just coming through from Micro and Freshie out of Squeaky, and that wins them the round right there. The molly that got tossed out and the flashes were that extra influence coming through from the teammates, but the entry, the entry initiative was all on those two players. They had to get that job done. Their teammates trusted that they would get that job done, and they were sure right.
I mean, we see some excellent protocols out of Wildcard and what they've developed as an established team. The core has been together for over 6 months now. Definitely have developed a strong playbook with strong individuals and a great system. Like, you can't doubt it. This team has some real ability, and even at a neck-and-neck T side, there, only leaving 1 round of the margin, you can see the T side has absolutely taken over. But now, Xscape, he's been the hero this game, but the hero, he's the only player in the server who can do much. Wolfie, though, delivers. Nifty another. And at least Flyte in a 1v2. This one a lot more doable than the last. This time he has the bomb and the time to work with. He'll use that, put that bomb to use. And this round is going to end in 40 seconds. See what Flyte can do. He'll dive back in towards Squeaky and get a flank going on these players. First kill, absolutely his, and now he can just toy with his opponent. Nifty up close, Molly in hand, drops it on towards Hut. Nifty's gonna start his defuse. Oh my goodness, but Flyte absolutely calling the bluff. This man is just on another level. Stick, faking on it, playing with Nifty, but he couldn't convert the kill. It was almost perfect from Flyte, but Nifty is gonna deny and take Flyte, stay in the map.
Tricky kill to find right there as well from Nifty, jumping up on Flyte right there. Peeks out a little too wide. Sidearm in hand as well. Doesn't find the kill. Can't convert right now, and Nifty gives him a new lease on life right there. Ops retrieved. Guns can still be brought out. And take Flyte 3 CT rounds in a row. It's not all that improbable, right? They're improbable. They can definitely get the job done here if they can continue to string things together. They just have to use that momentum that Nifty's given them, right? Escape continues to be a huge factor for them as well. So they might need more of that influence out of them, but that's got to re-inspire some confidence in the team right there.
Still Wildcard with, so far, the better half, the better play on this map. Just need a single round to push it over the line and move on to their map pick. Up next. So, flashes outside. This smoke has been pretty interesting as a bit of a progression, allowing them to get that extra space outside and threaten a whole host of plays. That molly from Micro is going to make Nifty's time outside very claustrophobic, as they're pressing into garage right now. And Nifty swings out, gets deleted by Micro. Good trade. Is in the space gained as well. And now Wildcard press out on towards this A site. It's weakened right now. Nixon escape on the hold. Ooh. And oh my goodness, the entry. Yeah, you just can't handle that. Brett gets the spot up towards Heaven, 30 seconds, but Nix comes through and deletes one. 3v3 at the moment as the site sweep goes down. It's Micro now in the 1v3, making his way up from Heaven. And Micro will eventually go down. Umar on a hater.
Absolutely beautiful right there. Coming through in the recovery as pure chaos on the site. You can see Freshie with a fiery entry, but they weren't able to overcome some of the individuals on that site, locking things down there. And now another scrappy purchase coming through here, but this is essentially Wildcard going for all in right now. Everything invested. If they don't win this one right now, they're going to be on Tech 9s, they're going to be on Mac 10s for the last round of half here. So they've got to make some magic happen. This is their best chance to close. Next round might not be so heavy on the firepower here, as Umar this time posted up on towards ramp instead.
So the press outside once again. This time the full wall established, and just the bolt down secret. No care in the world about who hears this. We know you're not here again. Wildcard make the correct call, and Freshie even cutting off the vent rotate. Only now take Flyte, arriving to the B site. Umar gets deleted. Wolfie's done out of this one, and take Flyte's map pick might be fleeting now, as it's a 2 versus 5, now a 1 versus 5 for Nix and company. Nifty's debut not looking so great here, as Wildcard gonna pick this one up in clean fashion. Just give it a second. There it is. Micro's gonna go and take it down 16-13 on Nuke.
Yeah, lovely work right there coming through in the last round. I mean, we just saw, taking full control of Secret, something that I didn't think Wildcard needed to do all that often in the half, but it's something that they had up their sleeve for all the while, and they finally pulled out there for, full efficiency, just rushing in towards Secret, taking that control, and, honestly overwhelming that lower bomb site before there was ever any reinforcements arriving.
There was one thing that really stood out to me in this game, and I was talking about the Riflers early on in the pregame, where, if they can stack up head-to-head versus the guys over at Wildcard, and I think that is exactly the case. We saw some good signs out of Take Flight, especially Escape. What a map he had to drag, first of all, Take Flight even into contention. That could have easily been a 10-5 half without him. Some really big individual moments out of Take Flight is really what to take away from that map of Nuke. They're going to need a lot more of that, because now going to Wildcard's map pick of Inferno, it's a map where some players say it's where the best team wins.
Yeah, no question. And I think Wildcard proving that they are definitely the better team right now, at least on Nuke, coming through with so much depth, especially losing out both pistols coming through in that matchup as well. So you feel like definitely some good opportunities for Take Flight to close that one out. Like you said, Escape playing a hell of a game towards that Audi guard consistently throughout both halves, but still not able to pull that one across the finish line. So Wildcard, they got to be feeling a whole lot of confidence finishing the job here on Nuke.
Yeah, and so we're gonna go ahead and throw this one off to a break. Map number 2 of Inferno is coming up. Wildcard up 1-0 in the series and looking like their usual selves. We'll be back in just a bit.
couple of weeks, I'll be in his place till he calls and says he's sorry. This situation's on repeat, just like a scratch on a CD. It just gets deeper when you hit rewind. How many nights will you make this decision? Nights ending tears and it's blurring your vision. You know he don't love you, hurt you holding on to. Scream through the phone even though he won't listen. So I'm still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left here with you. Say that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than your rescue? I'm feeling kinda used, yeah, like a drug that you take when you're sick of crying all your tears away. Is that all I am? All I want is for you to be happy. You know this ain't healthy. Do I make you happy? How many nights will you make this decision? Nights ending tears and it's blurring your vision. You know he don't love you, what you holding on to. Scream through the phone even though he won't listen. So I'm still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left here with you. Say that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than your rescue? I'm doing everything he doesn't do, but I'm still not enough. Even your parents know I'm good for you, but I'm still not enough. You wanna be done with him, you're stuck with him, 'cause you don't have the guts. And after all I've done, I'm still not enough. Still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left here with you. Say that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than your rescue?
And we are in. Map number 2 coming your way with Wildcard's pick up here of Inferno. They're up a map as well, so things are looking really good for the favorites so far. And we have a lot to see from Take Flight. Yes, they had some big individual moments, but can they beat a team in the straight head-to-head when it comes to that tactics and the team play? I'm fine, Joe McCole, Extra McHenry. Let's see this first little setup that we have here for Take Flight. Escape trying to toy with the T's right now. And no one biting.
Got the 2 flashes out already. So now Escape, whatever fight he's going to take towards Banana, that's going to have to be slightly disadvantageous as to flash play that they had initially set up. Although Wildcard just in a rush for absolutely nothing. They don't need to overextend. No need to really pressure the extremities just yet. And Take Flight not taking any valuable map control in the meantime. Instead, it's a very standard round here. Just having a couple players on B, hoping that they can land some shots here. We'll see what sort of execute utility they have ready. Micro tossing in that CT smoke, followed up by a nice little flash here thrown in. We'll see if this is enough to get in towards the site successfully. Might just be just a straight up 5v5 retake.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like, but there's no coffin smoke that allows for a duel to take place if Nyx wants it. Like very far back. Instead, it's Escape who eats a gush through the smoke. That is not a good start for Take Flight. And only now is this flank beginning to develop. Time's going to be wasted here. And with only the kid on Nyx, if he goes down, there's going to be problems. Now as the banana play comes up, though, deleted is won't be up close. Nifty. Oh, he couldn't hit the shot. And that is a clean, flawless pistol round for Wildcard.
Yeah, that one just felt like, you know, Wildcard, they were just pressured nowhere on the map right there. Those 2 flashes came through, and that was like the big stick for Take Flight right there. They had to get the job done right with those 2 flashes, and if they didn't, well then, you know, they just had to play in a standard position, you know, deal with the execute versus Glocks, especially on that B bombs. That can be very tricky, so the initial game plan didn't go their way, but I feel like you have to have a plan B right there as well. So 1 boost comes on through here for a chance at the scout tag. Nothing connects, though. As Umar not really forcing the issue as well. He takes a peek, gives himself a shot, doesn't land, he'll readjust his crosshair.
I really like this apartments control that Wildcard just did. 1 molly towards Boiler, another in towards the T intersection, and then a double nade in towards Boiler. Anyone was even to consider sticking around there. Of course, when you're on the force buy, apartments is such a great place where those 5 seconds can get value. But none here today. Being very methodical about this one is the T side. Comparatively to Nuke, this feels a lot more safe. Wildcard were just going at it on that map.
These rounds just look so very regimented from Wildcard. You saw some of the off-spawn calls that they made in their T side on Nuke. And you can see, like you said, the off-spawn calls to take that apartments control with the utility set. It's just like a protocol that Wildcard have set in stone right now. Works out just so wonderfully here. Another smoke's just now been recycled towards the top of Banana. That one looks like it's a bit of a missed smoke, though. But in the meantime here, they are calling in for another rotation. These smokes will keep them at bay, though. As soon as you saw Umar starting to cheat his way in towards the B bomb site, he gets sold by this fake here. And now it's just going to be these 2 pistols ready to go.
A little bit of a team flash in there, I believe, but sweeping out the site, this should be simple. Escape just engulfed by T's. And a 3 versus 5 as it stands. Freshie, collect some freebies on the back end of this. Umar, test your luck. He's about to get run down by the max 10 that are awaiting him. Or Freshie, one or the other. And Nifty chilling out on the A site. I mean, hoping to hold on to his armor, but I think that's just a hope here. He's hopping around every which way. Actually, they don't even fully clear out the site, so... Yeah, oh, but now that he's been spotted, nice Deagle headshot. Get some confidence going in from Nifty. But the follow-up isn't there. 2-0 for Wildcard.
No saves either. Taking everyone down there. Only 1 death so far in the server for Wildcard. Obviously a full eco and found here as well for Take Flight. So Wildcard putting up some great work. Again, protocols looking promising. I thought that was going to be a little bit of a risky reposition towards that B bomb site. But again, like the last little detail right there is those 2 smokes they threw towards A to keep Umar sold on the A play. So even when it comes down to these like last second decisions here, it seems like they're very diligent about how they play these positions out. And like we said coming into this series, man, we were talking about this team having a lot of history together, not making too many roster changes, and it definitely shows in some of these rounds.
Yeah, they work together. Trades are really good. On the same page as the Galeos tap down everyone at top banana. Methodical is certainly the way to talk about these early rounds out of Wildcard. And especially that last one, just working every part of the map. They're not a team that's afraid to play it loose, as evidenced by Nuke. But I think as of late, they've really widened their strat book, and the calling in particular has been quite strong out of this team. We'll see a little bit of a top banana play, extinguishing the molly, going right in for the fight, and the 100-0 escape just burns. I'm not sure if he had a smoke or he flubbed the pole. Either way, that is a catastrophic way to start this round for Take Flyte.
And that molly, honestly, I feel like it stabilized this wild card right there. If they would have ran it down towards that B bomb site, that could have actually been disastrous for them. But the fact that they get mollied off here, it might force them to slow things down and actually play off this advantage that they have now. They got themselves into a 3v4. Smokesman continues. Oh, so close to Nifty right there. You can feel the bullet swing his way, but Umar will stabilize towards that A site, finds the equalizer. And now this round, so much more back into contention, but an interesting here stack off of the B bomb site. Smoke towards CT is going to nullify this position, but again, very well could be a gallon.
Oh, that's not the play. That was not the play I was envisioning.
Wow.
It might not matter. It's a 2v2, and Umar is a glass cannon op. And also this reposition from Wildcard is quite nasty. Umar's about to just run into 2Ts with the smoke in hand. Couldn't be easier. And he just hand delivers Flyte off. It doesn't get much worse than this one, folks. As well, if he's going to underhand a flash and try and hunt down these kills, he's doing a good job until that off that was handed over to Flyte does work. 4-0 Wildcard.
Nice try from Wolfie there. Honestly, just I can't even blame Umar. He just has to kind of run it down and try and help his teammate right there. Maybe could have had his gun out right there, but again, you're just in such a bad position time-wise. The pressure of that clock running against you, it looks a little bit silly at the end, but you can kind of understand, give him some grace there with that decision-making. As Wildcard just, even despite just some brazen play in the server,
yeah,
we'll still manage to pick it up in the 2v3 there with some proactivity there. Brett tanks some HEs. This time they have a flashbang instead of a molly to clear out Boiler.
Yeah, I was saying earlier on in that round that they aren't afraid to play it loose. I guess that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, they pulled it on full display for you.
Yeah, attempting the mid swing here, or at least tempting it. There was a moment where Flyte was watching all this, but okay. Oh, Flyte, it was watching it. Nifty swung into this off. That's the entire A-side defense gone, if anyone else was wondering. And these pistols should probably consider the save. There's not much to hold on to but the Kevlar.
Yeah, and it's worth it here just to, maybe play for an exit or two. Definitely going in the way right there. And this cryptic ensures that no AKs get picked up. Nothing left for them to gather. Brett gets as far away from that bomb as possible, as you can see. For good reason. Does quite a bit of damage. You better run. Not so sure that, Nyx is safe in this sort of position. Bombs planted for, C, or I guess back pit right now. Try and Doja! Not enough damage done to Opera of Flyte, so he's good, but he will find a kill on his way out.
But that's about it. 5-0 for Wildcard right now. This is the test point for Take Flight. They've had some messy rounds at top banana. I think some messy rounds overall. You need to clean things up for this first gun round. Umar has finally gotten off, but he hasn't been in the right position to make that op work. We'll see if he's able to best Slight in some sort of exchange, or be more effective than Slight's AWP has been so far. Now Cryptic, oh, he's already in towards Boiler. That's nifty. This angle gets punished so easily by this play. Easy opener, and a lack of respect shown that will get punished.
Yeah, so many different, aggressive plays coming through towards that Boiler side of the map and apartments. That's probably such a surprise. They were expecting a full host of utility that direction, but Nifty was too lackadaisical here, but a brilliant pick back from Umar. Takes reins on this round once again, even flashing in for this control towards the wrap, but Wolfie not too disturbed by this peek here. Instead, will just dive on forward there. Can't isolate the duels and gets quickly traded by Micro.
Yeah, and that's something you don't want to see here if you Take Flight. It puts Umar to hold down the entire site and look through so many different angles. He's making the reposition up and towards the balcony, but he's not looking towards lane. And that's just what happens when you're the sole man on the site. You try to get a reposition. You try to salvage the situation, but there's nothing working there. Plant's going to go in and... I mean, yes, it's Inferno retakes. You do just have to say, despite only being down a player.
Yeah, we all know the position right now. There's no question. An easy save call. It'll be 6-0 here, locking things in. Wildcard coming out of the gates here, stamping their authority on Inferno. We knew that these guys had a very good depth in their Inferno. Actually, interestingly enough here, former teammates between Cryptic and Umar. At one point they're in ECL, and when they were on a team together, they were very effective on Inferno, taking decent rounds off of, in the good old days, Extra Salt when they were playing out in ECL and teams like that. So this used to be such a namesake map for players like Umar and Cryptic, and I think Cryptic actually has taken some of that old presence in his old teams here and is building that into Wildcard's map pool as well, with how strong they're looking on this T side right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember their Inferno was... I mean, it was a bit of a one-trick pony way back in that season. It was the one map that they were exceptional on, but they were probably the best team in the division on the map. But long gone are those days. Yeah, they were really ahead of the time. I remember Korn was coaching this team. Okay, we have Freshie just... Okay, this is a different...
Jeez.
No respect. No respect. Just... fix bayonets and charge into apartments.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it right there. Just shotgunning as close as possible. Combat right there in apartments, and it's consistently gone their way. Again, another individual here, Freshie and Micro. That duo right there have been working the map together in some sense on both Nuke and now Inferno when it comes to these opening duels. And they've been winning these opening fights.
Oh, it's Flyte creeping forward. You better not jiggle peek this. Yep, you're going to go down. Escapes out of the round, and now Take Flight. Only have Nyx on the site, and Wildcard 100% know that. Just the smoke delaying. Ooh, even that molly taken out of Nyx's pocket. Take Flight at least have the right gamble here. They have stacked up multiple players on this A site.
The bomb's still positioned towards the bottom of Banana, so it does feel like it's still going to be a B play. It has to be a B play at this point in time. They still have a lurking presence here in Cryptic as well towards the other side of the map, looking to be a late activator here. And it's going to be Nyx who's just flushed in position. That molly caught him. Cryptic feels like he has the round in the palm of his hands here with a little late flank. Yeah, he does. He's going to try and fight his way out of this situation, but Brett wraps him on in, and that is just such a clean and clinical round right there from Wildcard.
Once you expend all your utility as that B site anchor, your fate is essentially sealed. Saw Nyx expend his smoke and then the molly behind it, and if you're just getting full executed on by a T side, you're 1v3. You have to come through with the most insane 3K to save that round, or just some egregious error out of Wildcard, who are just not making that with a team of this caliber. That just simply isn't happening. Charge down Banana, charge down middle with the pistols, try to get up close and in the face of the T's, steal a gun, something of the sort. And it might work just a little bit. Umar does scoop up one, but Brett has got an insane double for you right back. Wolfie goes down to 19. Nyx phasing inside the smoke at bottom. Banana trying for something, but Flyte flies out of the apartments with the 5-7 in hand, and that's going to lock in this round. It's just Nyx bottom B, and Plant goes in. That's 8-0 for Wildcard.
Winning half here in the first 8 rounds is a bit terrifying, man. We need something to launch for Flyte soon. Oh, there you go. Nice. A little AK to save. Get out of dodge there. Electric funding, but like I said, just something has to go their way here ASAP, or else they're just going to be down and out of this game. I feel like we're already inching our way towards that position now. Obviously, there's like chances at a recovery of this half. They can still grab, like, you know, at the very best case scenario 7 rounds, and that's definitely workable, but that's going to be a hard fought 7 rounds if you want it. Sight is on max cash. Brett not too far behind him. And Cryptic's 10k after this round, so you feel all the wealth that they have built up, and you almost think there's going to be no freebie rounds in the 7 that would be required for me to really build some confidence and take Flyte here.
Yeah, and especially the fashion that Wildcard are winning these rounds in are, yes, there's a little bit of, NA. Why don't we just do a little over peaking here and there, But overall, the system that Wildcard is working with, the trade game that they're playing with, and the decision making is just better than Take Flyte at the moment. They are a couple steps ahead of this CT side. And I think that was really the case on Nuke, but there's a lot more individual success on Nuke, specifically from Escape, who currently, not to be the bearer of bad news, does not have a kill in this map. So definite change in the tides here for Take Flyte.
That's I just noticed that. That is obviously a huge player taken out of contention so far in the first 8 rounds, man. That's definitely tough, right? He was a huge X factor when it comes to the multi kills that he was delivering on both sides of the half. Dude, now he's qualified here and taken down to 50 HP on the inbound, 37 to make matters even worse. Give an HE back there, which is valuable, but took so much damage.
He got the kill. He gets away with that. That's very fortunate. He swung into 3 players, got a kill unpunished. But look at the reaction from Wildcard, sprinting up towards his arch side. Nifty, you cannot swing this. You can't swing this. He somehow gets a kill. I mean, Take Flyte, very fortunate in this round. Micro about to have a duel, unaware of Nyx, already there on the rotate. I think Take Flyte are extremely fortunate they're in this 2v4 right now.
Went for some crazy gambles right there. They rotated everyone off of that B side of the map, and they're not wrong in doing so. Here's Freshy tosses out a lurk smoke. Umar shotgun up. Wolfie close by to help out and provide some support, but Umar's not going to let that slide right there. No chance. It's all on Slight's AWP. Might even be worth a save. I'm not too concerned about the money here for Wildcard, but never be too careful. He's only died 1 time. That is absolutely wild here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all for Slight just giving this one a go. Deal economic damage. Get some kills up on the board. Be prepared for Graveyard. Gets the spot on the thread. But with 25 seconds left, I mean... Alright, he'll give this one another go. He'll go fishing for another kill. I mean, if Umar goes peeking after time, like he's about to do right now, I mean, that's catastrophic. You're not getting it all. Oh, yeah. Yep. Janitorial duties. Get those ops out of there. And yeah, you don't have a sniper rifle next round. That's what you get punished for. I'm not a fan of that one.
Yoink. Pretty sneaky right there. They should be able to reinvest into it, but like you said, this isn't really a position where you can really afford those sort of mistakes. You have to play a flawless game from this point forward, right? Yeah. And right there, I mean, forcing Nyx to dwindle that economy down for what is, honestly, I would just say a straight up meaningless kill onto Slight at the very best, with the amount of money he has left. So, yeah, I mean, small errors coming through there from Take Flyte. Obviously, not come to cost in the very next round. They're able to start stabilizing. at the spam that comes through here.
Yeah. Oh, yep. And just there's no counter spam back from the CT side, so that doesn't get punished. Escape just hanging out on the top of the barrels. Nyx almost gets an opportunity back. Yeah, so I lied. Nyx actually had the cash to drop an op over, but still a bit of an unnecessary expense. Especially if you lose this round, your money is completely broken.
Some utility to force Nyx off of this position, taking that deep control of Banana is so valuable, but he's sticking around here and he's calling in for a little bit of extra help here, and Nifty as well. And if they never turn the corner towards Car, then I mean, I guess they still have the fake sold. They still have 2 players here, so it's essentially mission accomplished right now for Wildcard. They've limited the resources on this A-bomb site. Now they're taking the big advantage that they've created, the big gap in the defense that they've just established by pressing that issue towards B, and they're starting to take that.
There's a problem here. 25 seconds, and we've already creeped up the arch side. Molly into library, flash over the site. This is going to be very difficult for it's only Wolfie here to hold things down. Now, but 3 kills come through to at least try and salvage this. Umar up in the apartments. Freshie gets the reposition down in towards Boiler, though, and this is such a great position on the hay cart. Finds the headshot, and now it's a 2v2. Nyx reveals his position. Yeah, both players reveal their position. Now all eyes turn towards this part of the map, but the flash helps out there from Umar, and Freshie inside of the pit has to make some moves to try and salvage this round. Umar with the kick can just start this defuse, playing around the edge of the smoke. He doesn't have time for this. Does not have time for this. Umar gets the defuse, and Freshie will concede the clutch. Take Flyte with their second.
2 rounds right there. Needed a clutch to come on through right there with Freshie's proactivity right there, putting it into a 2v2, and the fact that they so early on gave away their positions in that clutch. It was absolutely terrifying for Take Flyte in winning that round, but Umar just goes for the full stick. Enough time being bought right there. Some really good flashes, I believe, thrown in as well. All line up to lead Take Flyte to a second, but again, coming down to a 1v1, that money's going to be pressured. And it puts all the extra emphasis on winning these follow-up rounds. You got to string things together. Again, 7 is still a possibility for them.
Now, Wildcard, they're a little too slow on their play. Allowed a flank to develop towards Banana. Now these flashes are going to get dodged out upon. Let's see Escape if he can break the bond scoreline. Unfortunately, it's not looking great because the entry goes the way of Micro. Escape with the first kill, yes, but immediately traded out. Now Nifty at the back of the site has to turn to his rifling prowess to get the job done, and he's done exactly that. A second kill. He'll burn, but a great job done there from the returner to the scene. Now Wolfie looking to leap through the smoke with help of Umar. Was thinking about it, but will think twice. We enter into the 2v2. Umar, oh my. This is a hell of a push right into Slights Op. Wolfie attempts to trade, but Freshie's going to lock it in. Wildcard thriving in these low man situations. They're up 9-2.
Wow. Yeah, that's a very aggressive way to retake right there, hoping that they could maybe find a gap off the back of that Molly. Getting tossed in a little bit too deep, but it just flushes him to Slights up a little quicker right there is all. Makes that round pretty easy in the 2v2. So nice kill converted. Obviously another eco force. Like I said, coming down to a 1v1 2 rounds prior, it's going to just pressure that economy consistently. And you can see Deagles 5-7 here or there, but definitely not much to write home about.
Micro just charges up middle. Oh, and a team kill. Yep, against the pistols.
He's back down to 0.
Yep. Oh, no. You didn't have to put it like that.
No.
Oh, God. That's just how it goes, folks. Well, the good days are over. And, you know, you could put it down to some financial mismanagement from Take Flyte that they're down to this purchase. It's a clean round out of Wildcard right now. 10-2. And they're just in cruise control at this point.
Wait, he's on 2 kills now.
He's on 2 kills? He just... Wait. Wait a minute. that logged in the scorer and said, yeah, you're... Guys, if you want a stat pad, you have 4 other players you can kill in the round.
Huh. What happened there? Interesting. Either way, at least it is
Everyone's the
breaking
enemy.
confidence.
Just relentless paranoia.
It's a free-for-all.
Yeah. See, in deathmatch, she's on 2 kills. Perfect up to no good. In the boiler position right now. Looking to move out, get flashed in towards lane. Grouped up with the rest of his teammates, and there you go. The kill onto Nifty. Umar also misses his opportunity. And Wildcard get the setup with this control.
Yeah, I mean, this is so valuable right now from Cryptic. That smoke that he's thrown in alone here, really going to put an extra bit of pressure on the BT. Right now, it's an op shot. Just hacking right there as Nyx tried to hold an angle. Cryptic walks right into it, but he still delivers a headshot. And it, look, I mean, where Escape is playing right now, he might get a chance for another kill, but
oh my!
That's not going to happen as Cryptic will just run on through them, run through the entire defense. It's Umar trying to recover this round, but he's just now arriving to the scene.
Bomb's going to be able to cross. Umar gets in towards the back hall, but the molly is going to cut his time short. Or is there a gap in that molly that he can move past? Either way, you have to wait for your teammate here. You can't make any brazen individual plays. Especially down a player. Things get very tough. Umar now clearing every angle. Gets a shot onto Brett. Easy does it. A second chance onto Slight. Now Wolfie pushes through the smoke, but Slight is prepared for that. And the nade strikes true onto Umar. Winning these rounds in style are Wildcard.
No question. Right there. Perfect in the 2v3. You have Slight covering angles right there in CT spawn. HE dunks on it as well, just taking no risk in that 2-on-1. Beautiful. A beautiful round from Cryptic right there, man. Flashy with the opening picks that he was able to land. I thought for sure Escape had him dead to rights, but so many different angles to cover right there. He was just so exposed. That's kind of been the case, I feel like. A lot of forced A rotations off of the back of this boiler control and brackets control that they've been able to take so consistently.
Ooh, Cryptic. This is a hell of a challenge. Risky the 5-7. Yeah, this gun is... This gun's something, man. I don't really know. Oh, Freshy, though. Absolutely prepared. That's an instant headshot. And Umar, I mean... yeah, if you give your opponent 3 seconds to prepare, I think...
He heard you coming.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Even this last one be maybe not necessary, but it's not going to hurt now that we found the kill into Escape here. It's going to be a wide and clear sight.
Yeah, technically
Nyx
still on
is,
0 kills.
Yeah, Nyx has hopped onto the A-bomb site saying, no one's here. What happened? What's going on?
Well, if anything to take away from this map, this is certainly home turf for Wildcard and a brutal reminder here for Nifty of what the scene has turned out to be while he's been gone. I mean, he's had the opportunity to play a couple open qualifiers, and he's had some close games against some of the better teams here in North America, even against this lineup in general versus Detonate. And also against the Party Astronauts back in the Kato ESL Challenger Academy's open qualifier. But it didn't go great for them. And welcome back to just one of the better teams here in the region. One of the best teams in this region right now. Wildcard are proven to be.
Yeah, putting in some good work right now. Still have a lot to prove here, but like you said here, I think working on this map pool is always a real strong suit. You can see the depth that they have on Nuke for some of the keep.execs. Definitely see it on Inferno. And he's just plucking them to pieces right now. Missed shot comes through from Nifty. Gonna set a sour tone right there. But maybe they think that's Umar, so they might be in for a surprise on A as well.
Yeah, they're going to try and bring in the brackets take. But a lane smoke goes in. That just isolates the entire CT side setup is one smoke. Oh, now they're getting ready to press through the apartments, and everyone has their back turned to this position. Oh, lucky that Wolfie spins around to save this one. Same for Umar. It's all over the place for Wildcard. Initially, it was a great call, but the execution wasn't quite there. I feel like Take Flyte should have been caught off guard there, but at least they will get themselves a third round. 12-3 is a half, but there's a lot of work to be done on this T side.
Tears away, is that all I am? All I want is for you to be happy. You know this ain't healthy. Do I make you happy? How many nights will you make this decision? Nights ending tears and it's blurring your vision. You know he don't love you. What you holding on to? Scream through the phone even though he won't listen. So I'm still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left here with you. Said that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than you rescue? I'm doing everything he doesn't do, but I'm still not enough. Even your parents know I'm good for you, but I'm still not enough. You wanna be done with him, you're stuck with him, 'cause you don't have the guts. And after all I've done, I'm still not enough. Still at your place, trying to make it okay. He's miles away, I'm left here with you. Said that you just need someone caring for you. When will you see me more than you rescue?
And we are back. 12-3. Wildcard. They're looking solid. They're looking like their usual selves. And Take Flyte have a hell of a road to try and conquer to get back into this game. I'm Flyte, Drum Cole, Extra McHenry. We're looking at Wildcard. Up to some antics here and towards Banana. But little does Flyte know there's a player lurking behind those logs. Oh, Brett. Are you going to seriously take this fight? I mean... Test your luck, I guess. Into the bottom of Banana. Flyte is just feeling relentlessly confident right now, going for the full barrel swing, but there was potentially 4 players around that corner. Unpunished. Now Cryptic on first contact, next line of defense. So much info right now for Wildcard. They just cleared up bottom and middle. 3-man stack on the B site. It's not much better than this, but Micro eats a gush to begin. And Cryptic, struggling on the P2K, will only be good for the 1. 3-man stack disassembled. Flyte still at the back of the site, though. Able to find one. Brett a second as he pushes through the smoke, and it's just Escape. Try and make do with a better scoreline. He's just doubled his kills on this game in this single round. Now he needs to win it with a 4K. And now getting whittled down in the middle of the open. It's not looking great, but no one going down just yet. And who's gonna win it finally? Rashi's gonna be able to lock it in.
My goodness, that was a fun aim duel, I'll say that much.
Real suspense there.
Yeah. I would say that's the same use of fun as Shake's duel would use. And a bit of an awkward position now for Take Flyte. I feel like that might be the final nail in the coffin right there, letting that one slip. Very tough position. They're going for it. Pretty big eco as well, so it just feels like 14 locked in right now, and
especially with this, just charging down banana, and the T side basically suffocated out of this round with full brackets control, full banana control, and no utility to even reclaim it. They will have to hit some sick shots, some may say. Those shots have not been hit just yet, Cole. I'll let you know when they do happen.
just updated.
I'm keeping you updated, Cole.
They never did come through, did they?
Nope.
That's going to be 14 right there for Wildcard. Nicely done from them. Pretty easy with the MP9s here, and Take Flyte fighting for their life with every round from this point forward. Fighting for closure here on Inferno, though, as Wildcard. And man, does it look ever so likely. These guys have put up a clinical T side right there to get them this advantageous position right now, and now they just need to coast for 2 more rounds here. Still not a pretty purchase as well.
Yeah, and you can just feel the confidence brewing right now for Wildcard. They're going to charge down middle and try to get this game over with, but there's certainly some resistance on the back end of things. 3 kills go the way of Take Flyte in this one. Not showing respect to their opponents, and boy, do they get burned, because that's going to be a quick one for Take Flyte.
Yeah, just trying to get in their face with the MP9s right there, but, I mean, obviously the first 2 kills don't go their way. Leaves them in no man's land for a couple of those individuals, and Take Flyte, they do use their advantages nicely, right? They had a lot of advanced weaponry compared to Wildcard. What a push and pull right there. So we'll see if this is a start of something great. Has to be the start of something great, I guess, if Take Flyte want a chance at recovery. And of course, much better purchase coming on out here. Brett taking some time. He's thinking it through. What are my options here? I could go pretty low with my utility. I could just go grab an MP9 and still have money for a molly. That's what he's elected for here. So a nice healthy chunk of damage right there. Flyte up way too late.
Yeah. Well, real lack of respect being shown here for Wildcard. Now Cryptic misses his op shot, and we're going to see Take Flyte really start to take some ground in this series. Wildcard, I mean, you would save here 100%. No doubt, but I see Wolfie inside of the underpass, and down goes Micro. Next up, Nyx drops Brett, and looks like there's not going to be much of a save going on here, Cole. We have a few more rounds to play on Inferno.
A little bit of life. 2 clean rounds there coming on through. Freshie makes it not so clean in this one, but he should be taken down here towards the tail end there. Does get bested by Wolfie. 5 on the board here with a full eco now for Wildcard, so we'll get to stick around here for a little while longer.
In terms of a debut on the ESL broadcast, I'm sure this is not what Nifty has been looking for, but, you know, harkening back to Nuke, there were certainly some bright spots from, like, the newer players here in ECL. Specifically, Escape had a great map for himself, had a few very impactful rounds. If we see some old form, we see some of that individual ability turn up for Take Flyte, we could have a little competitive game here. See, I like to hype up teams on these kind of rounds because this is the anti-eco batch. Just go perfectly. Now, you do have that little, how do we call it? A 5-man setup inside of the apartment. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's only going to get a single kill.
Escape's getting closer and closer to a positive scoreline with every round that we play on this T side, so.
Once he hits a positive scoreline, it's all over. It's over for you kids.
He was stuck on very little opportunity in that first half, and when he was given those opportunities, he did struggle. But he was always in that position where he was rotating on over towards A. There was quite a bit of struggle towards that A side. And when they did come B, honestly, the Wildcard took that control too free as well, so definitely responsible for some of that struggle. But if you can start to pull things back and make it a little bit more respectable on this T side, it could be forgiven.
Oh no, struggling there. Freshie gets the job, but look at the damage dealt right now as well. As Micro will get a finisher through a smoke. I'm not saying it's all said and done yet. As the smoke fades, Brett charges forward, but Escape will dismiss him. Alright. 7 rounds for Take Flight. Micro gets an AK to save. But quite literally, this game is not over.
Definitely not. Proving that round after round right now is Take Flight. Have a little bit of life left in him. Umar. See, no ninja diffuses.
Why do we need to do this? I just... Oh, man.
You're not.
It's a
defusing
statement.
That bomb.
It's the statement, all right? It's the principle behind that, I guess. I understand
cash.
you have 10K, I guess.
You got cash to burn.
Yeah,
Right there.
the symbolism, truly that was a moment of art. Because he threw the molly and he's burning cash. Look at that.
Oh yeah. Really is. This is another purchase coming on through. Another opportunity here. Wildcard to grab themselves series point. Lock things in as quick as possible as Wolfie moves in towards apartments quick as possible, but he didn't do that silent boost, so he's definitely hurt here in this position, but some good coverage coming from supporting members who will be able to get successfully into that control right now, taking that valuable real estate.
We're going to take this top mid control. Freshie committed underneath the ports, though. This is a nice molly from Nifty. It's going to force off the op of Slight and put Freshie into just an absolute one-and-done position, surely, right? Umar actually got the trade onto Micro, who wanted a swing, and he's going to be ready for the next peak. Umar's starting to position himself well and heat up. And Freshie now put into a bind here in the apartments. He's going to get his first kill onto Escape, but has to be prepared for Nyx, who's just sitting being such a rat in the backline with the bomb in hand. He's going to deliver that one right to the A site, and that's going to be this round. Take Flight are going to move up to 8 rounds now. How many more until we start believing?
Very key round right there from Umar, man. Just delivers big time. Finds that quick 1-for-1 trade right there. Takes it the full advantage, and every angle that he was covering was being supported by his riflers standing alongside him and himself having his teammates back as well. So real beautiful look right there from Take Flight, bringing that one on home. Like you said, it is going to be 8 here. Still long road to closing this one out, but they're taking it round by round here, and it's going to be go. Get one saved rifle. I guess maybe they could get Micro, a hero gun as well. Max loss bonus, you might as well. But Wildcard, they might need to take some time, to settle down. They had a huge advantage. They probably felt like this one was locked in, but you don't want to be caught in that position where you feel like things are slowly slipping away from you.
I bet they're feeling that right now as the pause is called in. A little bit of a tech issue here, actually, on the side of Wildcard. It's a bit of a team speak on their end. Wondering if we're going to have a purchase coming up with Micro on $6,600. And it seems so, because he immediately purchases up, drops an op, and we're going.
Huh. Alright. Gonna have slightly less firepower there when it comes to the MP9 Micro, but I guess everyone else is still feeling pretty comfortable, so. Too bad, just a surprising decision there. Wildcard. Looking to get a bit of a surprise here, but what do they have cooked up to actually get this 15th? That's been eluding them for a little while. I mean, some very clean gun rounds even thrown into the mix now from Take Flyte are why I'm so convinced that, you know, they're definitely not out of this game.
All right. Take Flyte not out of it, but Wildcard on with the purchase. This is an interesting setup. They're going to leave Slight alone towards the B site. And Take Flyte have disrespected this banana utility. So it is only Slight. He's going to post up with that op. And Nifty is going to swing right into it. Probably wasn't expecting that after winning that previous round.
Yeah, just saying, oh, they have an op. Couldn't believe his eyes right there as he turns the corner. Now he's going to have that sinking feeling. He's just donated his life here, but have to have some faith in your teammates to recover. Now they've just flash cleared out middle, spotting up absolutely nothing right now. So when did the rotation start to arrive for Wildcard? It looks like never. It's going to be the answer to never starting to cheat them towards B. Now the execute's already coming through, and it's still just up to Slight to defend.
Taking their time with this one, though. After they've thrown the smoke, they're going to wait for the mollies, the flashes, and all that stuff to rain on in. By this time around, Brett is going to get so much damage through the smoke, and Slight even pushes through the edge of it. Deleted by Nyx, yes, but the damage is so done here. Wolfie gets spammed down before the plant even goes in, and that's the round. That's going to be Wildcard heading to series point.
Yeah, they threw that first set of utility right there. I thought that was going to be their trigger to execute, but then they gave time for Wildcard to actually get in 2 rotations before. So Slight wasn't he wasn't alone any longer. He had 2 teammates rotating through coffins, and CT as well spamming down range from Brett, landing himself a kill through smoke, man. Makes it all the more easy for him to sneak around the smoke and get the job done. So again, I mean, already a big surprise with the purchase, but I'm just surprised by the slight hesitation there from Take Flyte.
Yeah, feeling like they had all the time in the world to do that, or they wanted to get everything set for the execute. Which I get. Maybe they toss in those smokes, they wait for counter utility, and if seeing none, they blast on through, but perhaps in hindsight, you say, and there's been a lot of hindsight, maybe should have just gone with the execute there. On the meantime, though, Umar has been marauding with this op towards top middle. And he takes Slight down once again. He's keeping his team in this game.
A lot of aggressive T-side opping out of Umar right now, getting the job done. Definitely turned the tide for his team right now, but the aggression continues to move on in towards that A side of the map. Red on rotation. Freshies will find a great kill to defend here. Micro as well will go down into the pit. And finally, Brett has arrived onto the scene, but he gets sidelined quickly.
Freshy's fighting.
Freshies.
Freshy is still fighting out from this pit position. And Cryptic's also arriving to the play. That molly in towards the back site could force out escape into an awkward position. Flash over pit now. Freshy eventually gets dealt with, but now it's up to Cryptic. And he will get cleaned up. 15-9 now. As Take Flyte will scoop up another.
Closing things out just yet here. They still have to fight for it. Take Flyte. We'll see if they can get off to another spree of rounds here. Obviously not going to be the prettiest to purchase. from Wildcard this time around. It's going to be Mag 7s. Got a MP9, some 5.7s, and Eagle. And it's easy, I guess, if you Brett. Obviously, the jumping Mag 7 bananas, or half wall, there's a necessity.
Micro's been good on the Mag 7. He's another one of Ponalone's disciples. Let's see it. Marching up towards top banana. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's only one thing. The graffiti on the way out too. See ya. Thanks for the AK.
Oh man. Just a robbery of a kill. Now they're forced in towards a stack towards the A-bomb side as well, so it is extra pressure pull on them as Micro continues to hold down the line, nearly takes down Nifty.
Oh man, that was almost a bomb dropped at the T-ramp, but it's not looking good as the pistols erupt. 3 kills on the lane side, and that's the game. That's the series. Wildcard will take it on a half bye today, Cole, as they're going to march over Take Flight here 2-0.
Yeah, that's a great way to close things out right there. Get it around early. Why not? They get the job done right then and there. With the Mag 7, with the pistols, able to force their hand into a heavy stack. You kind of saw it coming as well, right? When Nyx goes down early on, he's saying, guys, we don't have any B control. We aren't left with a lot of options. They just run on in towards that 4-man stack right there, and the pistols just lock it in.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the name of the game here is, some moments out from Take Flight, but also some blunders here and there from Take Flight. Wildcard played a hell of a game. Let's not get that wrong. I think they tactically, as the team-based Counter-Strike, they were leagues ahead of Take Flight in this one. Just really saved by some really good individual moments, especially on the map of Nuke. Escape had a couple of rounds where he just took over, huge pivot rounds that he took over. So, you got to give some credit to them. The riflers, they held their own for Take Flight, but it was really the tactics department that was left lacking, especially on that map of Inferno. So yeah, a clean 2-0 out of Wildcard, and a good solid showing out of them heading into the later stages here of Group B.
Yeah, no question. We actually take a look, and Wildcard coming to Nuke, right? Take Flight's map pick right there. They lose both pistols, and they still manage to squeak out a map win, which already is very impressive, right? If you're coming through, maybe some slight discomforts here, you're looking at some struggles here on your opponent's map pick. You expect some good things, and I definitely saw good things out of Take Flight, but still, Wildcard were able to prove, like you said, that they're just a step ahead here of the opposition with some great, off-spawn calls coming through on that T side. I felt like they were really able to bring that depth on the T side throughout both maps, and that's very exciting for them.
Yeah, Wildcard have always been looking like a team who is solid and developing throughout the space here in North America, really looking to bring some contention to the top teams, especially here in Group B, where you have teams like Party Astronauts, ATK, and MIBR to contend against. This is a really deadly group, but it seems like a group that Wildcard can certainly thrive in. So, on that note, a quick 2-0 for Wildcard, and that's the end of tonight's broadcast here on ECL. Wildcard clean 2-0. So to close this one down, on behalf of myself, Cole Extra McHenry, and production, and the admin squad running these games, thank you guys so much for watching another night of ESL Challenger League. We'll see you guys for another broadcast in the future. Until then, peace.
There's fire in the atmosphere, moving in synergy. This electricity, the power of the pioneers, tearing through history. This is our destiny.